All right, I got a question here, and here it is. I would love to see a video about comparing food with others. It's so hard for me in recovery to eat more than others, also because I have normal weight already and I still feel like I'm starving. So there's just a few different theories as to why we care so much what other people are eating, and especially if we're eating more than them. If you believe in the migration theory, it makes sense because if you're stopping to eat and you're eating more than everyone else, well, they're going to pass you up and they're going to get to the land of plenty before you do. And so it is kind of, without recognizing it, when you develop an eating disorder, you start to take on this hyper awareness of what everybody else is eating. I think in this day and age, that very much comes from the diet culture that we live in, and people talking about basically how little they can live off of and how little they can eat and what certain food groups they can restrict and cut out. And it's very much praised and respected to be able to eat, what they would consider to be disciplined, but to eat less food. And so for those two reasons, I think it's very common for people struggling in an eating disorder to really not like eating, especially when someone else is not eating, but also to sit down and eat with someone and then to eat more than them. And the advice that I can give on that is you really just have to stop. You have to stop caring what other people are eating. And one of the things that I used in my own recovery as a good kind of mile marker to see where I was at was, how much do I still care about what other people are eating? And once I realized that I didn't care anymore, it was a good sign that I was getting really close to full recovery. Because now I really don't care if someone's eating or not eating. All I know is when I want to eat, I want to eat. And when I want to eat a lot, I eat a lot. And when I want to eat a certain food, I eat that food. It doesn't matter what other people are doing or what people are eating. And that's a really good feeling to be able to do that. So as you are in your recovery and you are finding that you're hyper aware of what other people are eating, stop yourself. Recognize it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know this drill. I know that when I sit down to eat, I want to make sure I'm eating the least. But I'm in recovery now, and so that needs to not be the case anymore. And I need to eat as much as I want to eat because I'm eating unrestrictedly, and I'm fully committed to that. So that's how I remember in my beginning few months of recovery really having to tackle that, address that problem, because I was easily out eating my husband every single time I sat down to eat with him. And I was definitely out eating my friends. I would go out to lunch with friends and I would order 2 full meals. And all of them would either, it's very common for friends of mine to pack up lunches and bring their own and not order anything at the restaurant, or to just not eat at all. And so for me to sit there and eat 2 large entrees in front of them was very hard at first, but then it became like, I don't really care what everyone's eating. I had a really good lunch and that was delicious. So you can get to that point, but you really do have to fight and you have to be hyper aware of when you're doing it, and then change the way that you're thinking about it and rewire your brain so that you see it really doesn't matter. We aren't migrating. It doesn't matter how much someone else is eating compared to what you're eating. Hope that helps.